Good afternoon again, YouTube. Here we are in this infamous, anonymous location in northeastern United States. And guess what? The beef jerky everybody loves is done, finally. So, if you watched the previous video, everybody loved beef jerky. This is how this stuff come out. Nice. Now, it's been 24 hours since the last video, and I want to review some stuff with y'all, because you heard me say in the other video, 3-4 hours, this stuff's done. Well, bad news. I referred to everybody wanting fast food, didn't want to go into detail in the last video, but here the thing is, when you are cooking beef jerky and you're in a hurry and you want some beef jerky ain't in a hurry to dry. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. You're going to buy one of these cooker things, one of these dehydrators, and ultimately it's going to tell you here, 149 to 158 temperature, 1/4 inch thick. Mind you, 1/4 inch thick piece of meat. 5 to 6 hours. At the max, what they're saying, at 158 degrees. 5 to 6 hours. It's nonsense. Especially with the 350 watt unit. If you got some commercial grade thing that's 1800 watt or something that you can get your consistent flow, possibly, but I don't think it. 158 degrees, unless your meat's real thin, and this is less than 1/4 inch, brother. All this stuff was less than 1/4 inch. Some spots of it was 1/4 inch, but most of it less than 1/4 inch. Because I don't like that real thick beef jerky. Oh, look at this. I bet you some of those aesthetic people out there see that piece right there and they're like, oh man, that's a good looking piece of beef jerky. Meanwhile, I hook up, some non-dimensional pieces. But anyways, this one right here is pretty much 1/4 inch in spots throughout. Rip this baby open here. Beef jerky all the way through. Now, that being said, at 168 degrees at 350 watt, it took 12 hours. If your meat's all pink inside, if you got any pink inside, unless you're drying poultry or something, or fish mainly, your fish will stay pinked. If it's a pinky colored fish, white fish, it's going to be white. Like your salmon and stuff, it'll still probably be pink on the inside. So that being said, just wanted to show you the results. Let everybody know I don't want to give too much information too quick. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get consistent following or something here, because I know a little bit about a lot of stuff, but I'm mastered nothing. And like I was saying in the other videos, everybody like to eat meat, like beef jerky. Just got real good texture. Pulled the meat, aged the meat, dehydrated the meat, and the meat got good beef jerky texture. It's good stuff. Real good stuff here. Kind of sweet but spicy. Kind of got some peppery. That's all out of fish tank water. Real guppy food. Everything here. But yeah, If you think you buy yourself a 350 watt dehydrator, cut your meat at 1/4 inch, like it says, and you set it at the max that they're talking about, 5 or 158 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 to 6 hours. Ain't no way, no way. You know, especially when it takes a at 158 degrees up top here, grapes. 7 ounces of grapes. 16 hours to dry. Plums. 4 ounces. 17 ounces turn to 4 ounces in plums. 20 hours to dry. Then you come over here. Bananas, 158 degrees. 10 hours to dry. Then, you know, so on. Cherries, 15 hours to dry. Either way, 12.5 hours at 160 degrees in a 350 watt dehydrator. It's going to cook all the moisture out of it. Leave a little bit of grease. I did leave a little bit of fat on this here and there, gristle on the inside. But for the most part, this can sit outside on your table in a baggie for a couple weeks. You don't have to worry about it going rancid. But well, every weekend I make myself about a pound of jerky, different flavors, and have been doing it now for the last 22 years. And I take it out on the road with me. And I enjoy beef jerky. Set it on my dashboard. Set it on my floorboard. Set it anywhere. Don't have to worry about sticking it in the refrigerator. And I don't worry half about getting any type of or having any type of stomach issues. Like I said, real good texture here. I mean, this is real beef jerky. None of that soft stuff. If you like soft beef jerky, chewy beef jerky, well, put it in the refrigerator. This stuff here got enough brine in it, salt cured by dehydrating. Throw it in a baggie, pack it around like cowboys did back in the day. Either way, people, I do, like I said, I can share some of my recipes. I can make some pretty good beef jerky. Ways a lot of people have not thought about. And flavors, all that stuff. Great stuff. No MSG. Everything I use, there ain't no stabilizers in or nothing. These are all fresh. Everything's fresh. You know, it might be dehydrated, but it's fresh. It ain't got no anti-clumping agents in it. These are 100% spices, naturally cured, naturally dehydrated, naturally crushed, naturally on some natural meat, and so flavorful. Great and flavorful. None of that fillers. None of that fillers. I don't use regular iodized salt. I use sea salt on all my brine. And that being said, for every 2 cups of water, you want to put a tablespoon of sea salt in it. That's all the information I can give for you all right now. Besides, natural, no MSG, no nitrates, no nothing. You want some of your best beef jerky? Get off that store-bought shaker stuff. Get out of the store-bought liquid freaking whatever they got that there. Liquid smoked sauce. They got nitrates. Got all that stuff in it. You want to eat healthy? Find yourself a local spice shop. Pay attention. No anti-clumping agents or anything. But that's what I'm saying. Look at that. Old-fashioned style beef jerky. Baby. Damn. I think I want to eat all this here. Right in front of y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's some jerky, baby. 12 and a half hours. 160 degrees. 350 watt dehydrator. Comes out nice. Now this will dry because, you know, I just took it out of the dehydrator. And the rest of this sweat that's hanging off there, most of that's fatty grease. You gotta wash that fatty grease. That's what I was saying before. You gotta get pretty much all your gristles and your fats off your stuff. But I only made a small batch here. Nowhere near a pound. It might be a pound. Probably is. It started out as 2 1/4 pounds of chuck steak. And it's good stuff. Like I said, 350 watt food dehydrator. If you think you're going to cook meat, dehydrate meat that's a 1/4 inch thick, 5 to 6 hours, you're wrong. Totally wrong. I don't care what the top of that thing said. I don't care who name's on that thing. Ain't happening. You can put it in your full-size oven. Hang it. Put your top shelf all the way up. Put a cookie sheet on the bottom of it. Most ovens only go down to about 175 degrees. And the only way you know that is because the first setting's 200 on most of them. And put yourself a thermostat in there and see. About 175 degrees, 168 to 175 degrees, the lowest setting on most ovens. Gas ovens are better than electric ovens. I'm making jerky. Like I said, bring your top shelf up. Move your bottom shelf all the way down. Put you a big old cookie sheet on the bottom of that thing. Because this is going to sweat. You're sweating the juices out of the meat when you're dehydrating it. Soak it in your brine however long you want. I usually do mine room temperature meat. And when I say room temperature meat, if it's 110 degrees in the place, the meat ain't 110 degrees. Once the meat gets about 70 degrees, 75 degrees, more like 70 degrees, 65 to 70 degrees is ideal. You can maintain that and leave it set 4 or 5 hours, just out in the open. You're already air drying the meat. Put it on some sort of absorbent towel or have it on a tray so it can bleed out. So the moisture can drip out of it. And better your beef jerky is. Stay away from the nitrate pumped solutions. MSG pump solutions. You want some fantastic tasting beef jerky like they had back in the day. Go to your local spice store. Read the labels. Don't take the word for it. Read the labels. Any anti-clumping agent, you don't want that talcum powder. Going to hinder the flavor of your stuff. Beef jerky is definitely not fast food. Some people talk about taking 15 days to make this shit. It don't have to take you 15 days. Any good solution, any good trim of meat, Put it in your solution. About an hour. Because that's what I was saying. You know, 1/4 inch thick, you know, marinate that shit 15, 20 hours. Now, wild game, these guys that are cooking the wild game jerky, I do agree with them. And that's to get the wild game flavor. When I'm cooking any type of wild game, and especially if somebody out here hunting and they bring me a mule deer and I got to process the mule deer. Every deer that I process, I keep the leg meats, all that other stuff. You know, these people don't want that shit. They want steaks and hamburgers and everything else. But at least it's desirable, you know. I turn it into jerky. And with the wild game flavor, I use my sea salt and 100% organic apple cider vinegar. Before I put any other flavoring in that meat. Get my meat out, I leave it start drying some. Because you want to transfer the liquid's flavors. So when the meat's dry, you stick it in something, it's trying to rehydrate. I'll soak that in a sea salt, apple cider vinegar solution for 24 hours. That's after I age the meat. 4 to 5 hours sitting out, hanging, sitting on a tray, sitting on some sort of absorbent cloth. So it absorbs that shit. I throw it in the fridge. Once it comes out, I'll hang it. Leave it drip off. Hour or two, just hanging, dripping. That apple cider vinegar is going to evaporate. Because the vinegar is going to evaporate like alcohol. Then I turn around and put it in my other solution. Now, you don't need the sea salt in your next solution. The only thing you need is a solution of whatever the flavor of the meat that you want to put it in. Now this is for wild game, this ain't for beef. So you put that meat, put the wild game meat in whatever your solution is, stick it back in the fridge. Another 24 hours, because it's wild game. You're trying to get the gamey taste off it. Bring it out, hang it, leave it drip. About an hour. Throw it in your dehydrator, oven, smoker. With organic spices. None of that MSG or any of those sodium nitrates or sodium erythorbate shit. No preservatives. Dry it up. You're going to have the best damn jerky. Like I'm trying to say, everybody like beef jerky. Thank you for tuning in.